There might come a point in your life where you're a few hundred miles away from home, just doom scrolling through Facebook Marketplace at a hotel in Illinois. You might come across a deal that you think's a scam because it's way too good to be true. So you scroll right on past. 15 seconds later, you scroll right back up. You have this feeling that it might be something different. It's important that you go with that gut feeling because it might be the deal of a lifetime. Because I know this one was. Hey, thanks for stopping by our channel today. I hope you're doing well. My name's Robert and this is Pheasant Lane Farm. Sometimes in life you're lucky enough to find just a fantastic deal, but very rarely in life will you find a deal so good it makes you buy something you weren't even in the market for. And that's the case with this trailer. This is a 1999 Elite stock horse with kind of a weekender, kind of a full living quarters package, and we'll get into that later. So I was literally in Pontiac, Illinois, in a hotel, waiting to go to dinner with my boss, scrolling through Facebook Marketplace. I saw this trailer. Now, I grew up in a horse background. My family owned a trailer dealership for a time, then semi-trailers, semi-trucks. So I always keep an eye on kind of what prices are. Now, when I came across this trailer, it was listed for what I thought in my mind was about a quarter of what it should be worth. But granted, there was no inside pictures. There was a picture of it from the outside hooked to the back of a pickup truck, a real small picture. That was it. No description at all. It had the price, and it had an ad that said, "Do not contact me. I'm selling this for someone else. Here's their information." So I thought, if it was a scam, they'd be wanting the information themselves. So I took a chance. There was no contact information. It was like deleted from the ad. I messaged the lady selling it. So for 4 days straight, I sent messages on this trailer. I sent one message a day and I left one voicemail. 4 days later, I get a phone call back from a gentleman going, "What is going on?" I go, "I want to come look at the trailer you have for sale." To which he replied, "I don't have a trailer for sale." So what I later gathered from the conversations, the couple who split apart. She listed the trailer for sale. He didn't know that she listed the trailer for sale. So you can imagine there's a little bit of tense conversations at that point in time. He said, "Well, I will sell the trailer, but not now." In the meantime, the lady had messaged me and said, "Hey, I took the ad down. I got over 100 comments wanting to know the details on this trailer. In 24 hours, you're the only person that has his contact info." I thought right there's my sign to go buy this trailer. So I went right down where this trailer was, and I convinced the gentleman to come let me take a look. I was literally buying some show heifers right around the corner from his house. So we looked at the trailer, and that's the story. Now, when we went to look at this trailer, I still hadn't had any ideas of what the inside was like. Basically, I told my daughter, if we go look at this trailer and you open up the door and rats jump out, I'm still going to buy it for this price because it's a fantastic price. So we go to look at the trailer. I'm talking to the gentleman. He's explaining, there's a few things wrong with the trailer. There was two things mainly. The awning right here was missing, which he had a brand new in a box. It got blown off in a storm. And in front of this door right here, there's a wet spot on the floor that they had just patched with a piece of plywood. Those were the only two things wrong with the trailer. My daughter comes up, starts pulling on my pant leg. We walk to the other side of the trailer. I go, "What's up?" She goes, "I looked inside the LQ, the living quarters." I said, "And how bad is it?" She goes, "You're not going to believe it." And I'm thinking it's going to be bad for the price. There's water leaks or infestation or something. She goes, "It's spotless, and there's a full quill ostrich leather couch." So we looked at it. We made a deal. He actually came down a little bit on price, which I didn't think he would because this trailer was already such a steal. And that's how we ended up with it. Now, it is a 1999 Elite, like I said. It's a stock horse. What is a stock horse? A stock horse is a trailer that still has your dividers on the inside like a traditional slant load trailer, but as you can see, there's no drop-down windows, there's no mangers, which would actually be on the other side, which works perfect for us. All summer long, we go to horse events. Currently trail riding. We got a 3-year-old that just went to the trainer 10 days ago who was actually born on our farm. First baby we ever had on the farm. And then that's all summer. Fall, winter, and spring, the deal was to go to cattle shows. It didn't work out this year with my work schedule, but hey, that's life. Third thing is if a buddy calls and says, "Hey, come on over, let's bring the side-by-side, let's grill out and let's have some fun." I can throw our Can-Am side by side in the back. I'm pretty sure it'll fit. I'm like 99% sure. I haven't actually put it in yet. Now this is a downgrade from this trailer. That is my dad's retirement present to himself, I guess. That's a Jayco 355 MBQS. It's got a mid bunk. It's got a residential bathroom, residential kitchen. Beautiful, beautiful trailer. It's heavy. It's 42 feet long. And sometimes it's just nice to have something that doesn't have all the electronics, doesn't have the slide outs. When we go to a show, we only need one truck to pull this, which is where we stay and where the cattle stay. We don't need to pull the stock trailer and the camper. So that is it. I'm going to show you this trailer. Like I said, there was 2 things wrong with it that I knew about, but both of them he had supplied repair parts. Since then, the only thing I found is the hot water heater there. I went to light it this summer. I vacuumed everything out with the shop vac. I inspected everything visually. Well, on the back side of a tube, there was a tiny crack, which means, number 1, I lost an eyebrow and some hair off my left arm. And number 2, I just had to buy a new hot water heater. And that's primarily what this video is. I want to have a before and after. Now, we stayed in this trailer a ton last August, September, October. We even took it to a fall fest with a bunch of people. Just something different. You're not lugging around the big camper. Now, this isn't short by any means. You'll see, I'll put some pictures up. The way the angle is now, it looks pretty short, but it's a 4-horse/5 horse. It's got a mid-tack and it has a living quarters. It's not huge, but I think it'll do exactly what we want it to do. But it is a 1999. I figured if I'm putting a new water heater in it, I was going to put some other items in this trailer. So there's a polishing kit from Renegade. I don't want it to be a mirror. Like you can see, it's just bare aluminum. It's not powder coated or painted. Most of these trailers are white, black, or gray. We're going to put in a new sink, a new faucet, a new countertop. You can see in this trailer, it's actually set up as a weekender right now, which means the bathroom is just a closet. We're going to put a shower and a toilet in there. There's a new AC unit in there. The AC unit's fine, except for it's all cracked right now. They hit a tree with it. And things aren't going to last forever. So I figured if we're going through the headache and I'm putting the rest of the stuff in it, plus I found a super good deal on RV United where they had a couple $100 off the water heater. It was like $400 or $500 off the AC unit. I said, you know what? I plan on having this trailer forever. It's such a good deal. It's rock solid. It's 100% aluminum. The only wood in this trailer is in the living quarter. It's aluminum skinned, and then there's some insulation in wood, but the skin on the bottom is aluminum. The cross members are aluminum. The floor and the horse compartment's all aluminum. I haven't done anything basically to this trailer. So I'm going to show you this trailer real quick. How it is basically how we got it, but I want to do some videos in between now and when the trailer's done, doing some installation on these things. I've been on YouTube. There's a lot of horse communities out there about fixing up horse trailers, and honestly, I didn't want a brand new horse trailer. If they're built anything like that Jayco, it's beautiful, it's very expensive, but I feel like the older things are just built a little better, and I kind of just like the style of these older trailers. So real quick, without further ado, there's not much in the back horse compartment. Maybe I'll show you real quick. There's no lights back there right now. The light switch actually fell down on the wall before I bought the trailer. But I'm going to show you the mid-tack, which is just technically a closet that we like, and I'm going to show you this trailer. And it's plenty enough where if you're at a show or you're camping for the weekend, you're either in the heat or the AC, you're dry, there's a TV, there's a sink, and there's going to be a bathroom. What else do you really need? So I'll give you a quick walk around the trailer. Just more importantly, this is going to be a before for the before and after series of this trailer to kind of see how we can do to touch it up a little bit. I'll tell you everything I've done to the trailer. I spent about $10 on some spray paint and spray painted this undercarriage when we first got it. You can see up there is a little rust. That's the only steel on this trailer is the cross members there. I did spend $100 when we got the trailer, and I put a new propane rack and valve on there. It's an auto switch valve. It came with 3 propane tanks. 2 of them are older, so I went and got newer propane tanks, and that's what we used all fall with this trailer. I did give it a little bit of an acid wash, if I didn't mention that already. It was pretty grimy. And you can see there is an aluminum polishing kit from Renegade. I'm going to try that out. I don't want it to be a mirror finish, but I like it to, not have some streakiness on it. I started peeling off some of the reflective DOT tape. Here is the water heater. That cost me an eyebrow and some hair off my arm. Everything else is good. That's the vent for the refrigerator. Also for the stovetop, and that's the hood vent. And there's not a whole lot going on back here. Try and keep this short and sweet. I can't open it up because the trailer's backed all the way against the wall. There was a rear tack that they took out and had it fabricated so they could open both doors wide, which I like for hauling cattle. Really heavy duty ladder going up to the hay pod. And there's a few cosmetic things like this fender. He told me how that happened. Not a big deal. But brand new awning. So this is what most people would call a mid-tack. I kind of like how it's set up as a giant closet. Let me turn the lights on here. Right there. So this is how this trailer was when we got it. There's 4 oak shelves in there, and there's nice big storage there. The only thing I added back here is the water tank from Cashman's. I believe that's a High Country Plastics. I don't remember how many gallon that is, but I'll put it in there. This flooring, he gave us all the flooring to redo the trailer. I actually just taped some in here last fall so I could see if we liked the color or not. It's real dirty, but I don't think that's a bad, it's high quality flooring. I looked it up. It's nothing cheap, so we're happy to do that. Just kind of what I keep in here. Extra helmets, vet wrap. If you don't have a trailer jack, you need to get one of those. A trophy chair the kid won last year. And then we just keep a Blackstone in here and always an Easy Up. So that's that. It's a nice closet. Now, real quick, I bought this door on Marketplace. They're usually like $600. It's like 22 inches by 58. I found it. My wife had the good idea so you could, instead of walking out of the living quarters, to put stuff in the closet, like at night if you want to put clothes or luggage in there, because there's not a ton of living area in here, storage I should say. We bought that door and we're going to put it right here. Now this hole wasn't here when I bought the trailer. I put that in last week, just kind of doing I shoved the camera in there to see where the studs are, because that door is going to go here and we're going to wrap it in leather so the trailer looks nice. That way you can just go right in here when the trailer's closed or you're in your pajamas to throw luggage back there or whatever you want to do. So kind of give you a view here. Let's turn on some more lights in here first. I love the sconces. Those were in here. Everything was in here like you see except the mattress. So when you walk in the trailer, there'll be a closet door here going into that closet. Here's the bathroom, which we'll go over last. Full quilt ostrich leather couch. This was a conversion done by Stagecoach back in the day. I read they did some pretty good conversions. They just since got out of the business. This is what it is. Queen size bed up there, plenty of storage. The only thing we added in here is I added a TV, DVD player, and the LED lights around the whole perimeter of the trailer. So there's a bunch of storage up front, but there's, like I said, there's not a ton of storage in here. This was my favorite thing when we saw the trailer. They took a horse bit, they widened it out, put it on some steer hide, and you have a cool paper towel holder. I don't like the double bin sink. I think it takes up too much room, so we're putting a new sink in here with a Moen faucet. We don't use the cooktop in here because of the Blackstone, and we have a really nice microwave. A little dirty right now. So we're going to get rid of this. It'll be a full new countertop. And underneath, you have a Norcold fridge that runs on propane, battery, or like your shore power. So it's not a ton of room, but it's all you need at a horse show. Or to spend a couple nights in a weekend if you want to take the side-by-side somewhere. This is a jackknife couch. It folds all the way out. So I know it's not a ton of room, but I think it's a pretty nice little trailer, especially for what we paid for it. Now, this is, when they design these trailers, they make room, and then you get to pick if you're gonna pay the extra money for a full bathroom or not. This room's actually bigger than what it looks like on camera. I don't know why that storage container is there. I'm gonna rip that out. I'm gonna rip that one out. That's like a boot box. And then you have all this storage here. I don't know why the drawers aren't closed. But you have all this storage here. I'll probably leave that up there. I'll put a shower. And here's one of the main reasons that I like this trailer for cold weather use compared to the big Jayco. I am a fan of a porta potty. Now that's a Thetford. It's electric. You don't have to pump it. You just press a button and it flushes. This, if you use this way, everything in this trailer, every water line is inside the insulation and inside the shell of this camper. There's no water lines running underneath. So there's a 40-gallon water tank, I believe. It might be smaller under there. Right here's the furnace. The water lines go right there through that cupboard, which also houses some electrical stuff, into the hot water heater. And so to put a shower in, I'll just put a T into that hot water line, run a shower right here. So even if it's 0 degrees outside, and I have the furnace on, which has got a Suburban furnace, there's the lights for the sconces. As long as you keep heat on in here, you'll never freeze up a water line. And the shower, I'll plumb out like you would a traditional shower, but instead of an underbody holding tank, because clearance is already low on a horse trailer, it'll just go right into like one of those honey wagons or honey pots or whatever they're called. So it's not huge in here, but it does the job. So pretty cool. We're excited to have this trailer. We are going to do some updates. I'm going to put some steer hide on the cabinets. We're going to wrap the sconces in some tooled leather. Maybe even put some Cayman on there that I bought. It's like fake Cayman, but I think it'll look cool. So bad thing about this trailer, it holds up a lot of water spots. So I'll walk you guys around. Don't make fun of my lighting. Dad's building a barn dominium onto this, so he decided to hold off until the barn's insulated to hang the lights. So that's that. If anyone recognizes this trailer, please let me know. At one time, I think there was a big decal here. I don't know if this was like a trophy trailer or like a High Points trailer at the end of the year sponsorship. I don't know. It's a cool trailer. All I know is it's a 1999. The people we bought it from Leonard's in Ohio. And this area back here is a mess because the last cow show I didn't clean it out because the weather turned bad. So back here, there's one horse divider. I took out the other one that went here. So when we go to a cattle show, all the tack boxes, show boxes, everything goes back here. And then back here in this big area, I just hauled 2 heifers. Now, I had a piece of rubber fall off the floor there. I haven't pressure washed anything inside of here since we bought it. This will be the Springs project. And you can see on the floor there, that's where they had a rear tack, and they had that customized so they can open both doors, which I like for horses. Sometimes they don't want to, especially young horses, they don't want to go out a door that was half the door. They don't like going through that hallway where the rear tack was. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I just kind of want to give a little rundown of the trailer. We've had it since August. We've spent a lot of nights in it as is, and I think we got it for a steal of a price. I budgeted about $5,000 to fix it up, just kind of basically update it. Half of that was spent on new wheels, new tires, new brakes, new wiring underneath the axles, new brake drums last year. I went down new lug nuts, new studs, new everything. I want whatever is holding my animals basically on the road. I wanted to upgrade. Put heavy duty, I think they're 14 or 16 ply tires. And I think that's just one of the first things that should be done to a trailer. Have the axles inspected. All these seem to be perfectly fine. I think they've been replaced at one point. And then just these upgrades here. So hopefully there'll be a video on installing the roof vent. Hopefully there'll be a video on installing the AC and the hot water heater, because there's not a lot of step-by-step out there, and I just want to be able to help people who are trying to fix up these trailers. So if you know anything about this old girl, please let me know. It's been a fantastic trailer. And we're excited to put the new sink, faucets, all that stuff in. So take care, everybody. As always, God bless. And most importantly, please make smart decisions. I'll catch you on the next.